Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of GMS, including the elder K before them, that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, to the Akwath that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, to the 144,000, one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well. So we're going to start right here in Ezekiel 38. I'm going to read it in the NLT, all right? And the part that I want to focus on is, I will turn you around and put hooks in your jaws to lead you with your whole army. Lead you out with your whole army, okay? So we start at the top, Ezekiel 38:1. This is another message that came to me from the Lord. Son of man, turn and face Gog of the land of Magog, speaking of Russia, the prince who rules over the nations of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Give him this message from the sovereign Lord. Gog, I am your enemy. Okay, so this is the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, saying to Russia, I will turn you around, right? Turn you around means, hey, whatever direction you're going in now, I'm going to turn you back to what was going on before what you're doing now. What they're doing now is called Russia. What they were doing before that was called the Soviet Union. So basically, this is what you see. What is Russia doing to Ukraine right now? Saying, we're putting the band back together. So that's what this is saying. I will turn you around and put hooks into your jaws and lead you out with your whole army. We're putting the whole band back together. Your horses and your chariots in full armor, and a great horde, right? Armed with shields and swords. We're getting everybody back together, which made us strong in the first place. Let's read this. This is what I want to, and of course, here we go. Okay. Yeah, this is we're putting the band back together. I'll turn you around and put hooks in your jaws and bring you out with your whole army. Okay, let's look for something a little different. And there's absolutely nothing that's different. Gather you, and we're going to get the band. I should cast a bridle in your mouth. I'm controlling your actions. All right, that's what he's saying. I'm controlling you. And what do we see him doing? I will make you powerless. I will turn thee about. Turn you back. I have turned you back to the way it used to be. Okay. And that's what we see. Right? Not there. That's what we see right here. Okay. Russia is like this. Wait, we're putting a ban now. You ain't gonna put nukes on my border. No, you're not. This ain't no Russian missile crisis right here. All right. This is my land. These are my people. We're putting this band back together. This is the Most High turning him back. Right? And they're going to go back and see what happens after this. All these other little enclaves, they say, yep, we're with Vlad. They fold and say, we're with Vlad like it used to be. We're in the band. I play the drums, dude. I'm not giving up the sticks. All right? So everybody's going to get back in place right after this fall because they're going to be scared. You might have some holdouts. That's what war is. But basically, he can get back everybody that used to be in the band. Okay? What does this read? Battlefield Ukraine, Russia to conquer all of Ukraine. Of course. And after that happens, then everybody will say, damn, we better get in line. Back in the band. All right, so this is 46 minutes ago, Military and Foreign Affairs Network, the voice of reason. Take it away.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we're continuing our ongoing coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. So today, obviously, the fighting continues. The war between Russia and Ukraine continues. There is continued discussion about the destabilization efforts by the Russians against the Ukrainian defensive position. So, as the Ukrainians fall back from areas such as Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and other areas along the front line, the Russians then proceed to focus on these new defensive positions that the Ukrainians are trying to set up. We have seen continued use of very heavy glide bombs, 1-ton glide bombs that are continuing to attack Ukrainian positions. We have also had reports by the Russians of successful strikes against Patriot air defense systems and other Western air defense systems that were recently moved closer to the front line to try and prevent these Russian glide bomb attacks against Ukrainian forces. Now, we continue to see Ukrainian raids in the Belgorod region. These raids have not amounted to any taking of territory. Again, these are nuisance raids designed to create a false narrative. Again, designed to create some semblance that the Ukrainians are having some sort of success, much like the attacks on the eastern bank of the Dnieper River. While the Ukrainians were able to position forces, small numbers of forces, company-sized and maybe even battalion-sized elements in some of these swampy areas on the eastern bank of the Dnieper River, they have not been able to deploy additional forces, additional heavy equipment to take advantage of this perceived bridgehead. And a bridgehead is not what it is. Hence, the Russians are essentially leaving it alone and attacking it with indirect fires and occasional probing attack with special operations forces. Now, what's interesting is some of the information that we're now hearing because of these Ukrainian attacks that have taken place in Belgorod. We are now hearing that the Russians could be creating a contingency plan and or a actual legitimate plan for the complete occupation of Ukraine if and when the Ukrainian army collapses. So the Russians continue offensive operations, and we believe right now the Russians are preparing for very large-scale offensive operations in late summer. The Russians believe it's possible between now and late summer that they could see a general collapse of the Ukrainian front line, causing massive Russian breakthroughs and capture of large amounts of territory. At the same time, ongoing Russian strikes against infrastructure and other targets throughout Ukraine is wearing the morale of the Ukrainian people thin. And in conjunction with the collapse of that morale and the Ukrainian fighting capability could lead to the Russians believing that they would have the ability to occupy the entire nation. And given what is happening within the attacks with Belgorod, the continued discussion about the the war effort continuing by the Ukrainians until the Crimean Peninsula is liberated is forcing the Russians to have a close look at what entity, in terms of Ukraine, the Russians can deal with post war. And it is in some way believed that the Russians believe that they can not deal with any Ukrainian entity that is sympathetic to possibly joining NATO.
All right, we're going to stop it there. That's a lot of information. Uh, this is boots on the ground, straight leg infantry, small arms fire, mortar type bullshit. Right? The moment they launched some serious missiles on Crimea over here, that's when the micro nukes come out. So this is what we're waiting for. Yeah, making some small moves over here. This means nothing. Things are going to start moving fast. So be patient. All right. So let's get out of here. And let's go to you know, they can't be stopped. All right. If you're wondering, all right, what this thing is about, uh, I mean, Babylon the Great. It's really easy. Let's see. Okay. A great earthquake. All right. Earthquakes in diverse places. Let's work backwards from there. All right. Let's get that. I'm gonna show you some earthquakes in diverse places. All right. Or at least one big earthquake. Uh, Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes. Okay? See, people read earthquakes in diverse places, right? But see that comma right there? Earthquakes. That's just one of the things in diverse places. There's also pestilences in diverse places, and famines, plural, in diverse places. Okay? All of these things. Nation against nation in diverse places. Kingdom against kingdom in diverse places. Okay? But earthquakes. All right? Is Babylon the Great a diverse place? See them earthquakes? Let's look at this earthquake right here. A great earthquake, right? There's a great city. Let's read this. This is Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. What great city? Babylon the Great. Babylon the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So this is talking about Babylon the great city, right? Now we jump down here. Revelation 11:13. In the same hour was there a what? A great earthquake. What great earthquake? The great city. It was a great earthquake. Where? In the great city. Great earthquake. Where? The great city. And the 10th part of the great city fell. Right? All 10 parts. Why? Because in all 10 parts, they were getting pelted by that rain. Okay? All the missiles, that rain. Like Noah, right? The rain fell. Well, the rain is going to fall. and it's going to cause a great earthquake, right? In the same hour was there a great earthquake in Babylon the Great is a diverse place. And the 10th part of the city fell. There's going to be raindrops in diverse places, causing earthquakes. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. All right. So there's your earthquake, a great earthquake. What's going to cause the great earthquake? Well, World War III. All right. Vlad, this guy, not only is he going to conquer all of Ukraine, he's going to lay down Babylon the Great. Right? This is him doing it right here. This is Vlad doing what he said he was going to do. Right? In the same hour was there a great earthquake. There's Vlad launching missiles. Right? Didn't he say something the other day? Let me see. They're not going to show it. Putin says, says he's ready. Are they going to hide this or are you going to show it? 3 days ago, President Putin says Russia is ready for nuclear weapons. Well, wait a minute. 4 hours. News about nuclear weapons. Vladimir Putin. What are we talking about here? Well, Vlad is about to take down all of Ukraine, right? Well, we're showing you that the Most High is backing him 3 days ago. Look at this. 4 hours ago. This is hot. This is hot. Look, 3 days, 1 day. Look at this. This is hot, man. How does the world as we know it end? That's right, it starts with an earthquake. Birds and snakes and aeroplanes. Right? You want to break that down for you? That's right, it starts with an earthquake. Birds and snakes and aeroplanes. Right? Oh, shit. I gotta do it. End of the world as we know it lyrics. Turn the volume down. And click in. That's right, it starts with an earthquake. Birds and snakes. Who are the birds and snakes? As birds flying, right? I'll show you. Look at this. What do you got? The earthquake. The end of the world. REM. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine lyrics, right? Okay, well, what does it start with? That's great. What's great? Babylon the Great. What? That's great. What's great? The great city. That's great. It starts with an earthquake. What starts? The end of the world as we know it. All right? Birds, as birds flying. Snakes, Babylon the snake. The United Snakes of America. Right? Birds, as birds flying, that's the chariots. Snakes, that old serpent. The devil and Satan fought too. Aeroplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. Right? That's great, Babylon the Great. Earthquake, a great earthquake. What is that? That's them birds. Launch them birds. As birds flying. whet my glittering sword, right? Broken arrow, birds and snakes. Let me show you birds and snakes. You ever heard of a nuclear bomber? All right. As birds flying, right? Where? As birds flying, right here. Birds, snakes. The chariots are birds. Snakes, right? Right here. That's great. Babylon the Great. It starts with an earthquake. There's a great earthquake. Birds, as birds flying, so shall the Lord defend, right? Paraphrase. Snakes, that old serpent, the devil and Satan, right here, right? There he is. Snakes. Snakes on a plane, right? And aeroplanes. Not an airplane right there. It's a big old jet aeroliner. It's a big old jet airplane. The little F word has his own jet airplane. The little F word is a millionaire. Remember that? I want my MTV. Go look the lyrics up to that. All right, so it's the end of the world as we know it. I'd play it for you, but I get a strike. Anyway, yeah, they're telling you something there. Right? Who the fuck is Lenny Bruce? Lenny Bruce was probably a Jake. All right, anyway, so there you have it. This is a B-1 bomber, is it not? What do you think it dropped? What kind of bombs do you think it drops? Well, that's great. It starts with an earthquake. You got birds and snakes, right? Let's get birds and snakes real quick. Birds and snakes right here. There was war in heaven. Revelation 12 and 7. There was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. There's the snake right there. There's the snake. And the dragon fought and his angels, his blue angels. Where's that at? Where's the blue angel? That's the snake right there. Birds and snakes. As birds flying. Right? That old serpent. Blue angels. Right? Michael and his angels fought. Right? This is Michael. This is Michael and his angels. They fought. And the dragon, that's the dragon, fought and his blue angels. Where does blue ones go? There they are. And his blue angels fought. Okay. And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent, right? It's a serpent, snake, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He cast him out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So, I mean, hey, it all adds up, does it not? Right? You can't take these chariots, these birds. Let's get that real quick. You can't take the birds. Isaiah 31 and 5. Huh. Look at that. Let me read it here in King James first. Isaiah 31 and 5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Now let me read it in the NLT. And let me put this up while I'm reading it. Which one? Defend. Yeah. Let me put this one up. Okay. Let's read this. The Lord of heaven's armies, see this? Will hover over Jerusalem and protect it like a bird protecting its nest. He will defend and save the city. He will pass over it and rescue it. You know? Preserve it, save it. This is the mechanism by which you will be saved. He will protect and save it. As in this here. Okay. Same thing. Ambush. Same thing. Anyway, with that, we hope that the elector edified you, brothers and sisters. Shalom.